Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 12th April 2023. My name is T.S.V. Raghavan and I live in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. This is my spiritual vlog on YouTube. Haribol TRSV nectar NECTAR nectar. In this particular vlog, we have been discussing about the knowledge and information that we have gleaned from the study of spiritual books, scriptures, contemplation on the material universe, and meditation on the spiritual universe. This particular video is no exception to that rule. In fact, it is a mere continuation of what we have been doing in my previous videos. Yesterday, we were discussing about a very interesting case history about one person who probably in his several births and deaths before, gravitated into the bracket of 20% evil, and either he had already reached that place or was on the process of getting into that bracket, and probably he was somewhere in the fringe of that 20% demonic bracket. This guy's name was Salvatore Luciano, and he was born on 24th November 1897 in a village called Larcara Freddi in Sicily. We also know about another guy called Vittorio Genovese, alias Vittorio Genovese, who was born exactly 3 days later on 27th November 1897 in the seaport town of Naples in Italy. Today we shall continue our talk about how these two strangers came together in their pursuit towards the 20% bracket of demonic beings in another city, which is New York in America. We know that these two people were working with another demonic natured person called Joe the Boss Masseria. The glamour and the attraction of the criminal and underworld made these people gravitate towards it, especially because of the excessive money involved. There was money, violence, wine, and women, and these four things forced these people to gravitate towards demonic 20% of human life. In this Bhugarva, there are 75% ordinary, 20% demonic, and 5% divine people. Anyway, now this Salvatore Rosania changed his name to Salvatore Luciano or Charles Luciano and became later famous as Lucky Luciano because of his incredible luck. This Vito Genovese was initially a gunner for Joe the Boss Masseria and later Lucky Luciano, but because of his evil talent and charisma, this guy became one of the top contract killers in the mafia and thus became an underboss to Lucky Luciano in one of the five crime families that were made by another Don called Salvatore Maranzano in the year 1931. Anyway, Lucky Luciano may have been interested in the demonic side, but he was not at all as bad or as evil, as violent, or as dangerous as the guys who gravitated towards him automatically and surrounded him to such an extent that even the same Lucky Luciano, despite being the boss of all these criminal guys, was mortally scared of them. One of the persons he was most scared was none other than his own gunner and underboss Vito Genovese. Vito Genovese and Salvatore Lucania or Lucky Luciano looked like two peas in a pod to the rest of the underworld plus the police of USA. But only a dozen handful guys at the top echelons of the American underworld knew that actually Vito Genovese and Lucky Luciano were running for each other's throats and were ready to kill each other all their lives. Luciano was mortally afraid of Vito Genovese because of his resourcefulness and his absolute callousness and sanguine courage. Vito Genovese, according to the same Lucky Luciano, was one of the top hitmen in the world. He was such a criminal and violent murderer that if he took a contract to kill a person, he seldom failed. Not only that, Vito Genovese was surrounded by like-minded, very violent guys who would do his bidding at any time. And this scared Lucky Luciano no limit or no end. He was scared that these guys may even kill him. Luciano has gone on record saying that even though ultimately Luciano was exiled back to Sicily, which is 7,000 kilometers from New York, even in the year 1940s and 50s, in the decades of 1940s and 50s, he was scared that this Vito Genovese, who was in a prison in America at that time, would manage to kill Lucky Luciano, who was 7,000 kilometers away, and succeed in that evil purpose. Luciano was so scared of Vito Genovese that on 26 January 1962 he got a heart attack out of sheer fear, frustration, paranoia, and tension and died on the pavement of the airport of Naples in Italy. This shows that if you gravitate towards the evil side, even though you may not be as bad as the others, or you may not be completely fit to be a part of underworld, just because of your negative choice and your lust for money, wine, women, glamour, and power, you are likely to be victimized by the same people who you are working with. Tomorrow we shall talk about another case history which will authenticate this particular theory. In the meantime, I would like to suggest to all of the listeners that they should never, ever, ever, ever like to be attracted to the demonic side because of its very evil and dangerous consequences. Either you remain in the common hold of 75% or slowly but steadily progress towards the 5% divine human beings. As I had said earlier, every step towards the divine direction is extremely blissful and full of pleasure and divine happiness. We must enjoy every minute and millimeter of our journey towards the divine side of life. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this particular matter. Please give me your own expert opinions, thoughts, and ideas so that I may keep blending everything together for the sake of the society. Before concluding, let me remind you that I am also a published author with Amazon Kindle and paperback. I write on spiritualism, fiction, and assorted subjects. Spiritualism happens to be my favorite subject. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.